Hello travelers and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about a place that I recently visited, and it's Lisbon, Portugal. I absolutely fell in love with Lisbon while I was there. It's a beautiful city, so vibrant, the people are lovely, the food is great, the views are amazing. I mean, there's really not much you can say that you don't like about Lisbon, to be perfectly honest. And if you haven't gone yet, you certainly need to. And that is why I'm here today, to tell you 5 things you should know before visiting Lisbon, because you should plan your trip now and go. So, these are 5 things that I think you should know before you go. These are gonna help you plan, these are gonna help you know what to expect when you get there, and overall are just really good to knows before you go to Lisbon, Portugal. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. So, this one may seem obvious to most of you all, but I was shocked to learn that when I was telling everyone that, hey, I'm going to Portugal, many people were basically like, oh, it's great that you know so much Spanish. I hate to tell you guys this, if you don't know, Portugal, they speak Portuguese. They do not speak Spanish. While there's obviously similarities between the different languages, and I'm really glad that I do have a lot of Spanish under my belt, they do speak Portuguese in Portugal, and that is something good to know. And I always recommend, if you're going to a new place, learning some of the words. Now, obrigado means thank you in Portuguese, and just knowing those simple words will really go a long way and show the locals how much you care to learn their language and to conversate with them. So, very good to know. They speak Portuguese in Portugal. They speak it in Lisbon. While granted, there's a lot of people that know English there, it is good to know that it is not Spanish, and I was surprised to hear so many people not know that. So that is the first thing that you should definitely know before traveling to Lisbon, Portugal, or Portugal in general. The second thing that I want to talk about Lisbon is that it is very important to know that it is very hilly in Portugal. It is known to be the city of 7 hills, and that could not be more true. It is so hilly, and I went with a couple of my girlfriends, and we were all saying that we're very lucky that we're all in shape and capable of walking, because we sweated and got out of breath a lot. And that's saying a lot because we all, again, are very active and work out often. So it's something to know if maybe you have any mobility issues or just in preparedness to getting ready for your trip, maybe walking a bit more. But it is very hilly. It goes up and down a lot. However, if I compare it to any city, it's definitely like San Francisco, just very hilly, lots of hills to walk up and down. All the viewpoints are also up hills, and you can't miss the viewpoints when you're in Lisbon because those are literally the best. So yes, just good to know that it is very hilly in Lisbon, so make sure you prepare. The third thing also goes along with it being hilly, and this is you better bring the proper shoes. Don't bring those heels because there are a lot of cobblestone streets and a lot of stairs. This goes along with the hills. Because of the hills and how different the terrain is, there's a ton of stairs to help with us to walking to get from place to place more easily. So there's a ton of stairs, there's a ton of cobblestone streets. So it's better if you bring some walking shoes that are really comfortable, that you can walk a few miles in, because trust me, you're definitely gonna do it. It's definitely a walkable city, and you want to walk in Lisbon just because it's so beautiful and it's easy to get from place to place. So highly recommend bringing shoes because it is very hilly and the cobblestone streets and the steps. So make sure you bring your shoes. The fourth thing that I wanted to talk about today is how safe Lisbon is, and really all of Portugal. I had heard that Portugal was one of the safest places to visit in Europe, especially as a solo female traveler. Now, granted, I wasn't solo. I did have 2 friends with me at the time, and we did lose one in the middle of the trip, so it was just us 2 girls for the majority of the trip, and we never felt unsafe in the entire city. So this advice is good advice, that it is a very safe city. Now, I do want to preface it by saying, of course, it is a city. Things happen anywhere, and I'm sure I don't even have to say this, but just be aware of your surroundings, whether you're at home in your neighborhood or in a huge city like London or New York City. Things can happen anywhere, but in general, I felt that Lisbon was extremely safe. Everybody's so kind. If you need help, it seems that people are so willing to just help and, you know, give you directions and anything like that. So I really recommend it, especially if you're a female or a solo female traveler. You will be really excited to know that I felt really safe during my whole time, and what people say is true, that it does seem like a really safe city. I did want to just point out to be aware of pickpockets, especially on the metro and tram 28. Obviously pickpockets are a huge thing on like public transport, and it's no different in Lisbon. You might not see it quite as much as if you see it in another city in Europe, but it is something to be aware of. So that is really the only thing that I had like any safety concerns about, and I really didn't even have anything about that either. So yes, I in general felt like it was a great safe city, and all the rumors are true that it's safe. So you'll definitely rest assured that it is gonna make you feel really safe while walking around there. The fifth and final thing that I want to talk about today is how affordable Lisbon and Portugal in general is. So maybe it's because I just recently got back from the UK, and the UK is so expensive, but I felt that anything that I was doing in Portugal, but Lisbon in general, was so affordable. I felt like my food was affordable. I felt like groceries were affordable. Ubers and taxis were affordable. Just like anything that I was doing literally day to day was affordable. I was just really surprised with how much money we spent in Lisbon and in Portugal in general compared to my other European trips. I felt like it was extremely affordable. So if you're looking for a place that is not only safe, like I said in my last point, but also pretty affordable, I would really highly suggest Portugal. I was just really shocked with how affordable and how much money I didn't spend on the trip like I would have in another place in Europe. So pleasantly surprised about that. And I definitely had the same exact experience, you know, great food, great service, great experience. So you really do get a lot of bang for your buck when you're in Portugal. So obviously I could sit here for like hours and speak to you about all the things to know before you head to Lisbon and to Portugal, but I do think that those 5 are really good to know initially when you're planning your trip to Portugal and planning your trip to Lisbon specifically. These 5 tips will help you plan your trip and help you know what to expect when you're planning your trip, and I really hope that you guys enjoy Lisbon so much. Lisbon, like I said, is so beautiful. I'm not a huge like big city person, and I was so pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it. And yeah, you guys will have such an amazing time. If you guys want to add anything else to this video, please comment down below. I'd love to discuss with you and hear your thoughts. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys enjoy Portugal, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye and happy travels.